Hello, smart dog.
Thank you. My name is Mohan. You call
You're
me.
welcome, smart dog.
Not a smart dog, just a dog.
Quiz. You look like quiz dog.
Yeah, it's like chimps. You know chimps? Chimps dog. Hi,
Hi.
hey bro. What is your name? XCR.
Hey, how are you,
I'm,
man?
I'm fine, bro. What is your good name, please?
My name is Kunal. I already told you. You forget
Oh,
me when?
oh, sorry, bro. I forget you.
Yeah, Mohan.
Yeah,
Your name is
you're right.
Mohan. I
Yeah,
remember
right, right,
that.
right. I don't realize you. I just
So, how was your
playing.
day, Mohan?
Yeah, it's going very well. What about you? What happened today?
Oh. Hmm.
Do, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, bro.
Okay, so talk to anyone. I just come here to say hi.
Hmm. Yeah, me also waiting for someone to speak. Like yesterday, I met a girl. We played chess together.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, Mohan, I just leave
Okay,
that group. I
okay,
just go
okay. Bye.
another one.
Nice to
Bye
meet you.
bye.
We will meet tomorrow.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Hi, Aman.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Yay. Thank you, guys. Perfect.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, we're going to wait just a moment to let people get in the class, and then we'll start with our reading of Dragon Song.
Okay.
And I'll go over where we left off.
Okay.
How are you all today?
Yeah, I'm good, ma'am.
Yes, one answer. Okay, fine. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day where I am right now. I love fall. Are you guys fall/autumn people?
I didn't understand, ma'am, what you said.
The man. That's hilarious. You have to be, huh? Luckett, I'm going to do the request to speak as soon as we start reading, okay?
Okay.
It's the only season we have. Yeah. See, it's my favorite season. I'm in Florida. It's ungodly hot in the summer. So, not my favorite time. Okay, we got one more minute and then we'll start the book. I just want to make sure we give time to the people who are wanting to join. Only season we have. Okie dokie.
Madam, are you listening me or something?
Hello, my hell. Hello. And Chofi and Ibra and Techist. Welcome, all of you. Mash, welcome. Hi. Monteconso, welcome.
Welcome.
Medido Conso. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start our reading of the book. This is just a quick update to where we are. The book is called Dragon Song. Thank you, Deep. In Dragon Song, our main character is Menely. She is a young girl. She's about 14. And she is a musician. She's a songwriter. She lives in a fishing village, and her father is the head man of that village. He's very stern, unkind, has very, very practical ideas, great leader for his village, not a great parent. Her teacher, Piteron, has died. She is mourning him. My hell, just real quickly, asked how I can find the book. So here are some of the sources I look to. I've checked what's called the Internet Archive for some of the books. You're not allowed to check them out, for too long. And if it perceives that you're not really reading the book, but just holding on to it, it will pull it back from you and you'll have to try to wait and check it out again. But I think they have like 5 or 6 of them in their library that you can check out. And I don't think there is an international barrier to that. I think it's a worldwide source. But it's an excellent book. It's also been in publication since, I believe, the early 70s. So you could get very cheap versions of it on Amazon, Etsy, that kind of thing. All right. So not PayPal, but what's the other one? It used to be very popular. Starts with a P. Can't think of it. Anyway, a lot of online bookstores can sell it to you. They're usually not expensive. Okay. So where we left off is Menely has just discovered that Piteron's rooms have been cleaned out, that a new harper will be coming. But it might be a while because they have thread falling, and it's almost like a burning spore that falls from the sky, and it will eat pretty much everything green. So all the places where people live are very, very careful, and the areas where they grow crops are protected by dragons and their riders in the sky, and they throw flame out, and it burns the thread and protects the people below. Okay? All right, so let me get my screen share up. And that's not the one I want. What? Is it populating? No. Why is it not populating? Bear with me a second, guys. I think I might have accidentally closed the document. There we go. That's not the one I want to share. Must have moved while I was doing that. Excuse me for the throat clearing. Loads of allergies. All right. So I'm going to have you guys do your requests. Let me make sure I have this large enough for you all to read. I'll try to go back and forth between the chats and that, but mostly I'll be scrolling the page for the person that's reading. So bear that in mind. Do we have any requests to read, or shall I just start for a little bit? Excuse me. Okay, I'll read, and then when you guys feel like it, you let me know if you'd like to. So this is her sister speaking to Manly. Her sister is a mean girl named Salva, and she's going to tattle on her, tell to her father that she thinks she's not working hard. Your crew's been in the past half day or more, and you're still smelly, sandy clothes mucking up the room I have to sleep in. You get below, or I'll tell Giannis you've been tuning. Ha! You wouldn't know a tune if it had your nose rubbed in it. But Menly was shedding her work clothes as fast as she could. Selid was likely to slip word to Mavi, that's Menely's mother. Her sister was wary of Giannis, as Menely was, about Menely piping in her room, a suspicious action on its own, though Menely hadn't sworn not to tune at all, only not to do it in front of other people. However, everyone was in a good mood that night. Giannis, because he'd spoken to Falar, the were leader, and because there'd been good fishing on the morrow if the weather held. Fish always rose to feed from the drowned thread, and half the fall had been over Narat Bay. The deep would be thick with schools. With Giannis in a good mood, the rest of the sea holders could only rejoice because there'd been no thread on. Hold on, scrolling. Oops. Still seeing no requests, guys. You get a chance to read if you'd like to.
Yeah, madam.
There had been no threat on the ground at all, so it wasn't any wonder that they called on Menely to play for them. She sang 2 of the longer sagas about dragons, and then did the same name song for the current were leaders of Bend and Ware, so her seahold would know their dragon men. She wondered if there'd been an recent hatching that Half Circle mightn't have heard about, being so isolated. But she was certain that Falar would have told Giannis if that were so. But would Giannis have told Menely? Excuse me. She wasn't the harper to be told such things as a courtesy. The sea holders wanted more singing, but her throat was tired. So she played them a song they could sing, bellowing out the words in voices roughened by wind and salt. She saw her father scowling at her, though he was singing along with the rest of them. And she wondered if he didn't want her, a mere girl, to play men's songs. It galled her because she'd played them often enough when Pitteron was alive. She sighed at this injustice. Whoops. No more requests? I'll keep reading, guys, but let me know. Unless the requests aren't going through, you can, let me see if oh, there you are. You can ask what parts you have or have done. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm seeing comments here.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, Jonatus, pause for a sec. It is absolutely okay if you don't understand while reading along. I will try to go back and forth. If you have a question about like what word mean, or a phrase, or something about the story, absolutely feel free to ask. That's how you learn. And following along while someone else reads can really help you. All right. I do apologize for all the throat clearing. My allergies are just insane. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Techist. All right, let's keep going. I'll try to go back and forth, but I keep having to switch screens from the live chat, so bear with me, okay? Let's see if I can make that bigger. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong page. Dear heavens.
17.
Okay.
And then wondered
what Falar would have said if he'd known that a half-circle seahold was dependent on a mere girl for their harpering. She heard everyone say that Falar was a fair man, a far-seeing man, and a fine dragon rider. There were even songs about him and his werewoman Lessa. So she sang them in honor of the were-leader's visit, and her father's expression lightened. She sang until her throat was so tight that not a squeak would come out. She wished that someone else would play to give her a rest, but as she scanned the faces of the holders, there wasn't any of them who could keep a beat of the drum properly, much less finger a guitar or pipe. That was why the next day it seemed only logical for her to start one of the children learning drum rolls. Plenty of songs could be sung just to a drum beat, and one of Surreal's children still in teaching was sensitive enough to learn pipe. Someone, Sella perhaps, Menely thought bitterly, informed Mavi of Menely's activity. You were told no tuning. Teaching someone drum beats is not tuning. Teaching anyone to play is harper business, not yours, my girl. Just your good fortune seaholder is out in the deep, or you'd have that belt across your shoulders, so you would. No more nonsense. But it's not nonsense, Mavi. Last night, another drummer or piper would have... Her mother raised her hand in warning, and Menely bit shut her lips. No tuning, Menely, and that was that. Now, girl, see to the glows before the fleet gets back. That job took Menely inexorably to the harper's room, swept clean of everything that had been personal to Pitteron. She was also reminded of the sealed message on the record room mantel. What if the master harper was expecting a message from Pitteron about the song maker? I'm going to check for questions, guys, because I have to keep going back and forth on screens. Oop, there is a comment. Yep. Excuse me. We're on page 18 now, okay? Menely was sure part of that unopened message was about her. Not that thinking about it did Menely any good. Even knowing it for a fact would be no help, Menely decided gloomily. But that didn't stop her from going past Giannis's record room and peering at it at the tempting package on the mantel. She sighed, turning from the room. By now the master harper would have heard of Pitteron's death and be sending a new harper. Maybe the new man would be able to open the message, and maybe, if it was about her, maybe if it said the songs she'd sent were good ones, Giannis and her mother wouldn't put such restrictions on her about tuning and whistling and everything else. As the winter spun itself out, Menely found that her sense of loss when she thought of Pitteron deepened. He had been the only person in the Seahold who ever had encouraged her in anything, and most especially in that one thing that she was now forbidden to do. Melodies don't stop growing in the mind, tapping at fingers just because they're forbidden. and mentally didn't stop composing them, which she felt was not precisely disobeying. What seemed to worry Giannis and Mavi most, mentally reasons to herself, was the fact that the children, whom she was supposed to be teach only the proper ballads and sagas, might think that Meneli's tunes were harper-crafted. If her tunes were that good to her parents' ears, what was the harm of them? Basically, they didn't want her to play her songs aloud where they would be heard and perhaps repeated at awkward times. Meneli could, therefore, see no harm in writing down new tunes. She played them softly in the empty little hall when the children had left, before she began her afternoon chores, carefully hiding her notations among the Harper records in the rack of the hall. Safe enough for no one but herself till the new Harper would come and discover them. There, excuse me. Then we're going to go to page 19 now. Oh, cool. We've got some invites to speak. Hi, 1 hour. All right, you're next. And then Soph, you'll be after him. Her. I don't know. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Jan.
How are you?
I'm great, and I hope you get better. How about you?
Pretty good. Thank you for saving my voice. I appreciate it because, as you can tell, will you go ahead and start reading for me on page 19?
Okay, like for me, I don't know.
Top of the page.
Yes, but
can you see it?
I can't see it, but if it's more closer, yeah, that's
Is that better?
Absolutely.
Okay, you go for it.
This mild deviation from the absolute obedience to the father's restriction about tuning did much to ease Meneli's growing frustration and loneliness. What Meneli didn't realize was that her mother had been watching her closely. Having recognized the signs of rebellion in her, Mavi didn't want the whole to be disgraced in any way, and she feared that Meneli had turned by Patreon's marked favor, was not mature enough to discipline herself. Stella had warned her mother that Melanie was getting out of hand. Mavi put some of that tale down to sisterly envy. But when Scylla had told Mavi that Melanie had actually started to teach another how to play an instrument, Mavi had been obliged to intervene. Let Eunice get one West platform of Melanie's disobedience, and there would be a real trouble in the hole for the girl. Spring was coming. Yes, spring was coming, and with the spring, the quieter seas, perhaps the new Harper would arrive soon. And then spring did come. A first glorious day. The sweet scent of sea beaches palm and marshberry filled the seaward breezes and came in through the open shutters of the little hall. The children were singing loudly, as if their shouting got them through the learning faster. They were singing one of the long sagas, word perfect sagas. Okay, sagas, word perfect, but with far more exuberance than was strictly needed. Perhaps it was exuberance that was infected, undermined her of a tune she tried to set down the day before. She did not consciously disobeyed. She certainly was unaware that the flea had returned from an early catch. She was equally unaware that the chords she's strumming were not officially out of the harper's craft, and it was doubly unfortunate that this lapse occurred just as the sea holder passed the open the open windows of the hall. He was the hall almost at once, summarily dismissing the youngsters to help unload the heavy catch. Then he silently, which made anticipation of the punishment worse, removed his wide-pilled, signaled.
One sec. I'm going to let you read the next page, and then we'll let Rolf read next. And if there's a real quiet and nobody volunteers down the road, definitely raise your hand again, okay? All right, hold on one sec. See if I have to make the page small to let it turn. Ah, why is that not working? Bear with me a minute.
Yeah. Appreciate your efforts.
I beg your pardon?
I appreciate your efforts for what you're doing.
Oh, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get my... I'm going to have to go back and disengage share screen for just a second, guys, while I get the next page up, okay? Okay. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, Google, why are we being difficult now? Hold on a sec, guys. Yeah, you did a really good job with your reading. I absolutely was impressed. I can see an improvement in just the last couple of weeks, so well done.
Thanks, Miss Jade.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's not good. All right. Well, I have an issue. My Google file just corrupted, so I can't share more of that same book with you guys. What else can we do? Give me a minute. Do this organized event by a teacher. So yeah, I'm a teacher. And I'm not normal. I've been told this many times. So, okay, so I apologize, but my book, it is an amazing series of books. So this particular one is about mentally discovering her ability to write. But there's books written about the dragon riders and about different parts of Pern. So if you ever love this series, you definitely will have lots to read. So much more fun. You know what, guys? I don't know what I'm going to do here because I can't share the book with you right now. I can share maybe a book, but not that book. So let me see if I can get another one up on the page. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry about this. All right. Weirdness is happening, Jenadu. Give us just a second while I figure this out, okay? It's unfortunate, but I figure at this point, any book will probably be useful, and I will try to figure out what happened to my file later. Nope, that's not it. Okay, we'll try this one. It is later on in the story, but I figure that's better than nothing. So, okay, 1 hour. Let me share the screen with you. This is later, page 57, obviously later. Next week, we'll go back to normal. And I'll have you read that. Okay, can you see it? Also, you're muted.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and read it.
Okay. Upstairs that led from the main entrance of the hall. That's how I found her. She was trying to outrun the leading edge of the treadfall. She was. Sylvina stared over her shoulder at Melanie's, the green eyes wide with those pitiful astonishment. She nearly dared to run her feet row. One of my wingmen saw her and brought her back to the firing wire. In this room, Tilligan, the bed is on the left hand side. I've just opened the glove baskets. I see it, and she got deposited gently at the bed. I'll get the shutters, Savannah, and let those fire lizards of her in here before they do get in trouble. Millie had let herself sink into the thick mattress of sweet rushes. Now she loosened the thong holding the small bundle of belongings to her back, but she hadn't the energy to reach the sleeping folded at the foot of the bedstead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
It's a bedstead. It's a different word for like the bed, you know, the frame of your bed where a mattress is on, the whole bed.
Okay. As soon as Tilligan had the second shot open, she called her friends in. I've heard so much about the fire glasses, Salvinia was saying, and all had only one the glimpse of Lord George's little queen. Gracious goodness.
Gracious goodness.
Gracious goodness.
Yep.
At Salvina's started remark, Madeline struggled out with the thick mattress to see the fire lizards stepping and wheeling about the woman. How many did you say, Lily? There are only 9, replied Tilligan, laughing at civilians' confusion.
You're doing great.
I think there's about.
Oh, you're done?
Done? Okay.
No. I was asking a question because you stopped.
No, this wall. I'm not sure. Is it this about or a pole? Like, I think it's about. Is it like she was twisting about?
It is about, yes. Sorry, your voice broke up a little bit, so it was hard to follow, but I understand. Yes.
Okay. She was twisting about trying to get a good look at one or another of the grating creatures. Gyrating creatures. When I taught them to settle down quickly and behave, Rocky and Diver landed on the table near the wall, while the more daring Petey took up a custom perch and Melanie's shoulder. The others came to rest on the window ledges. The jeweled eyes welling with the orange of uncertainty and suspicion. Why the loveliest creatures I've ever seen, said Salvinia.
Very good. Thank you. You did a good job, and thank you for being patient while I found a different part of the book.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay, I'm going to put you back to the audience. Oops. Okay. All right, let's see. We had probably quite a lot of people requesting. So let's okay, so let's look at the chat for a second here. All right. So guys, any questions about what we've read? And I know it's a little confusing because we jumped, but are there any words that or phrases that you didn't understand that you would need help with? Gyrating. It means to whirl about, almost moving manically in a circle. Like, so think like, you know what a tornado is. It's something that moves round and round, gyrating, just dancing around in the air. No, hun, Janadu, I do this reading once a week. Yeah, it is, Nafsan. I do this reading once a week on Wednesdays at 11, and I have a class on Tuesdays at 9 for words and idioms. Okay? All right, no more questions? We can continue on? Oh, no problem. Oh, and exuberance meaning. I'm sorry, I took it differently. Exuberant means excited, very happy motion. All right, joyful. Yeah, spiral motion. Good. Yep, that's true. 80. Well, you can, like, if you want to volunteer to read aloud, you can, or you can follow along while I read. And you know what? If you just say, I want to read a paragraph, but I don't want to read too much today, that's fine too. Okay. And Fada, if it is text only and you can hear me, like hopefully,
Oh.